Quick question. How do you feel about manspreading? The practice whereby a man adopts a sitting position with legs wide apart in such a way as to take up more space than necessary and to inadvertently draw more attention to his private manspread. So if you head over to Google right now and type in manspreading, the very first image to pop up is that of our very own Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. For those of you guys who don't know, Trudeau was on the cover of Delta Airlines Sky magazine this month, and the image and his full spread quickly became an internet trending topic, and here is why. So he is sitting backwards, kind of in a cool pose on like a rustic chair with the words Prime and Time on either side of his manspread. But the real question, if we rein it all in, is did Trudeau manspread on the cover because it was a comfortable and admittedly kind of cool position to sit in, or was he trying to assert his dominance? First off, let's begin with the argument that it isn't manspreading. It is simply a comfortable way, especially for men, to sit. Now, data crunchers at Econometer found that men who have a high shoulder to hip ratio, that for them, manspreading is a very natural state, and that on average, men have a 28% higher shoulder to hip ratio versus women who only have a 3% difference. And of course, let's not forget the balls. Jeff Stone, a spokesman of the Canadian Association for Equality, says this about manspreading. People are complaining that men spread their legs too much. We all have testicles between our legs. There's a reason why we don't cross our legs as much. It's sexist, it's male bashing. The counter argument is there are a lot of things men can do to sit in a synchronized shoulder to hip ratio. For one, sitting up. Secondly, having one's back firmly against the seat back. And thirdly, recognizing the fact that for everybody, public seating just isn't all that comfortable and we're all compromising, which is why we get lazy boys for the home. Now, this whole debacle has one Huffington Post writer dubbing that manspreading is all about the ego. The author posed that manspreading is a form of puffing up to take up more space and display power and superiority, aka an attempt to assert oneself as dominant, which we know from the Trump versus Trudeau handshake that Trudeau's very comfortable shaking his way into dominance. But to play devil's advocate, let's just say that manspreading, yes, is all about that ego. Harvard psychologist Amy Cuddy says that isn't a bad thing. As a matter of fact, it's a very healthy thing. And some people have even compared the manspread to the Wonder Woman pose in terms of the inner self-confidence and joy that it can bring out. But I guess we could also counter-argue that to say that neither one of those poses are suitable for a public setting. So that would be my final word. Manspreading. Awesome for cover photos or for special, custom, and isolated chairs. Manspreading. Not awesome for shared spaces or cheesy innuendos like prime time. Now I would love to hear your final thoughts. Manspreading, is it all about the ego or about the comfort? And secondly, are you guys feeling Prime Minister Trudeau's use of the pose?